would give that a C+.
Great.
Hey, it's a performance review. These are things that we're working on. Let's pass it. Yeah, we didn't go as long. All right, guys, welcome back. Ask Huckberry, episode 3 of 2025.
Wow.
It is spring in Texas. This was probably the biggest batch of spring questions.
Yeah.
Definitely a time to refresh, right? Sun's out, birds are chirping, longer days, putting away our darker, warmer layers, maybe a little bit of a darker palette. We're starting to bring some lighter colors, some t-shirts, some lighter fabrics.
Yep.
Without further ado, we got no one fancy walking in the door. We may have a surprise guest. Actually, I take that back. He is a special guest. He is fancy, but he's just not Dean Petty or Josh Rosen. But we will get to that in a few minutes. Let's get to the questions. First question, talk us through a little bit of what the inspiration for our latest spring release for Flint and Tinder is, and then I'll talk a little bit about Proof. But you spent a lot of time thinking about the concept, and then obviously the product expressions of that concept for Flint and Tinder Spring.
Yeah, so Flint and Tinder Spring was really inspired by West Texas. There's a lot of great things with Marfa, not only the color palette, but the kind of community there, a lot of the history around Marfa, Donald Judd, and a lot of the great work that he built. That was really kind of the core that we kind of set the foundation on for spring and kind of built everything around that. You know, more modern styles, some new colors, and really, really happy with how it kind of turned out.
It's a great collection. It was a fun campaign to go shoot.
We also had a lot of great inspiration around Proof as well for the spring collection. You want to take everybody through a little bit more of how we were thinking about that?
Alex Souza, our creative director, he's a big climber, huge climber. That is where he spends
Understatement.
all of his time outside. I don't know how he has the time, but Alex is an incredible climber. And we were thinking about where could we travel to, what could we do? And I'm like, Alex, you climbing, Joshua Tree, the color palette, we think about, again, that sort of inspiration, that spring color palette.
Yeah.
Alex and friends took the products, put them through another test in Joshua Tree, climbing, bringing in some really cool new earth tones and lighter color palette to the 72-hour T, to the Rover Pant collection. And Proof in its origin, and still, when we think about Proof as a product, the 72-hour program in particular, it's really gear for outdoors that you happen to be wearing, right? Of course, it looks good, but it's a little different from the style inspiration of Flint and Tinder and how that gets applied. Totally. So when we were thinking about the concept for spring and Proof, looking at that color palette, but then coming back to the foundation of what are you actually doing in these products? And typically it's been us going on a 72-hour adventure and putting them to the test, but it is that everyday go-to for particularly outdoor everyday adventures. And we want to shoot things in the intention that they are built for and real people that have real point of view around those things. And I think that campaign in this spring for Proof really exemplifies that.
Yeah. And Joshua Tree is also an epic place as well. It's a great
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. What are some alternative ways to style selvage denim other than the usual work boots and trucker jacket? Denim expert.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, first off, denim has been around, jeans in particular, since the late 1800s in the United States. And if you really, it's such an American icon. I think for me, spring in particular, again, that change, I think color is always one big thing for me. So I love to grab a great light wash pair of selvage denim. I love to, in the springtime as well, wear them with a great pair of classic Vans, which we now have on Huckberry, which I'm super stoked about. With no show, style inspiration right here. Oh man.
Light wash Vans. I did not know these questions before getting dressed today. I did not know. Nick and I were not texting these answers.
Yeah, so there you again, I think it's, such a great springtime look that you really can't go wrong with, and as usual, dialed, my friend.
Thank you. The other way that I am styling selvage denim this spring, again, to your point about color, there's the washes within the traditional sort of indigo blue jean category, but then a natural denim.
Yep.
So we have some great new natural selvage denim.
Yes, we do.
And just that natural pant color, again, from a color standpoint, just lends itself to even more versatility in what you can wear. I can dress up
exactly
a natural pair of jeans a little bit more, like a loafer, a good sort of suede chukka.
Yep.
It's, to your point, you can't really go wrong, but sneakers, loafers, think lighter color palettes, maybe softer suedes, maybe not as dark Birkenstocks. Tee, jeans, sneakers, about as classic as it can get. But if you're looking for a little bit more elevated, smart casual date night, good pair of lighter wash denim. As always, want to bring in some additional expertise and additional point of view so people aren't just listening to the two of us.
Yep.
So this is going to be a Gear Lab burst. This is going to be the premiere. I'm really setting him up, so he better come in and nail this one. David Sloan, who is our Chief Product Officer. Whoa! Man, we are just like nailing it today.
Oh.
That's the hype for you.
Perfect timing.
David, welcome to the Gear Lab.
Thank you.
We were just saying, this is your premiere appearance.
That's
here.
true. It's my first time on the Gear Lab.
How do you define spring style, and like, what does it mean to you? This is a question that someone wrote into us.
Oh, okay.
So when you think about spring style,
Spring is all about like new year, new you, new approach to life. I think trying something new, pulling out something old, mixing it with something new, trying to like kind of redefine yourself a little bit every year, I think is a good way of like working through spring. From a tactical or functional perspective, spring's a great time because you have nice cold days, you have nice warm days, you get to try out, lightweight sweaters or midweight sweaters or long sleeve shirts, or on the next day you can try something totally different and be in shorts and a t-shirt. So it's kind of fun because you get to mix up your wardrobe probably more than any other time of the year.
So David, what are you trying new this spring?
I feel like my style has gotten a little bit more dapper this spring. Like I just, for some reason, like I've sort of just been dressing up for work. And here you don't necessarily have to dress up for work. I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt today, but like I'm also wearing loafers. So it's like taking a little bit more of a dressed up approach to coming into the office. And I don't know where that came from. I just kind of started like, I'm gonna
looking at us.
I certainly wasn't inspired by these guys. No, but truly, like it's been kind of fun, and I think part of it is like we'll be working on a lot of new product for Wills, but I think that has gotten into my head a little bit, and I'm just like, chore coats, blazers, button-up shirts, and then when I do wear a t-shirt, it's a nicer t-shirt. Like this is our aloe knit tee that just launched. Aloe is actually woven into the shirt. It's got like anti-odor, it's super duper soft, it breathes really well, and it looks like a dressy tee. So I've been kind of playing with that a lot.
Those more elevated tees. We have some new boxy, sort of heavyweight, vintage-inspired tees with Flint and Tinder, where those things can be the hero of your closet. And then, of course, if it's spring and it gets cold, you throw on a layer, like pleated chinos and a loafer. I immediately look like a dressed-up tee. Like this is not, no offense to a cheap Hanes t-shirt, but I've been investing a little bit more into like slightly more expensive, but well worth it in terms of the versatility and the quality of the tees. What's an ideal shoe for the spring season in a corporate office setting? Not a Huckberry office setting, but someone who's worked in more corporate office settings.
I mean, you can't go wrong with loafers. We did a lot of work for this season developing new loafer and slip-on shoes from Asterflex. We got it's called the Fast Flex. We have the Dart Flex, and then of course we have our Patino Flex, which is one of our best-selling shoes on the site, and super comfortable. Again, you can wear them with jeans, you can wear them with chinos, you can wear them with dress pants. I actually wear my loafers with jeans all the time.
I was gonna say, like, not just a Huckberry corporate office setting, but let's just say you got casual Fridays at your office, or like a slightly more premium casual look for a traditional corporate office. And the new Luca Terra Lows in all white is as clean as you can get. So when you think about like a sneaker that you can dress up, you could wear that with a suit. And not look silly. What's your shoe of the spring, Nick?
I really love to see derbies coming back, and I think a great springtime shoe, and also great for the corporate settings, but also in this kind of resurgence of derbies is, again, how people are dressing it up and dressing it down. And again, we have some great choices on the website.
All right, David, last question, very specific one. You're a man that loves to get out, have a good meal, enjoy the town. Best spring date night outfit.
All right, so a little bit dressier, but also with a little bit of like a stylish edge, right? So I would say, again, back to my loafers, love a great pair of loafers. I'm also lazy, I just love to slip my feet in.
Someone had to say it, that's why I love loafers.
I would say a pleated chino. We have actually a great pleated chino right now, herringbone pleated chino that we have in 4 great colors, but I wear the navy one kind of a lot for date night. Easy button-up shirt, so like an Oxford, or like an architect shirt, and then a chore coat. Like either like a chore coat like this, a sweater chore coat, or just like a Lamont Saint Michel, classic twill chore coat.
Love it.
My go-to would be a pair of our 365 chinos in the new classic fit, a little bit more relaxed, especially for spring, a little bit more airflow going. I love to pair that with our great bone button Western shirt and our 365 blazer over top of that. Nice kind of mix of a little dressed up with a little casual, which is great. Great for date night.
Little Western flair on
A little
top of
Western
it.
flair.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt being in Austin, yeah.
Thanks for coming into the Gear Lab. First Ask Huckberry. You will be back again, I'm sure.
My pleasure.
Spring is here. Let's all dress up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Awesome.
being here, Oliver.
Thanks,
all
Oliver.
right.
Let's go, Ollie.
We got a couple more questions. How short should your shorts be? I'm gonna let you take this one.
I think it's a really interesting time to have fun with shorts. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. I mean, my personal recommendation is never shorter than 5. I mean, but hey, you know, I'm not, do your thing.
We have a great guide on our journal. Shout out to our journal team that walks through all the different inseams and gives a little bit from our perspective. Doesn't mean that this is the definitive guide of how you need to wear shorts, but gives you a little bit of guidance if you're still in debate on what length is right for you. If it's from a style question, like check out the guide. If it's more from a trend perspective, like wear whatever the hell you feel best in. Let those legs shine. As long as you're getting the nice breeze and taking advantage of the warm weather, that's why shorts are there. It's because it's hot out. Make sure that you're getting airflow. That's my recommendation. What are some new spring items that you got your eye on? Things that you're most excited about?
I'm really excited for this spring as kind of the traditional kind of like button-down sweater polos to the full button-down sweater polos that we're seeing, and even Johnny collars, particularly the Flint and Tinder textured button-up sweater polo. Really just in general, in a broader swath of sweater polos this spring.
It's tough to pick just one, and rather than answer that question, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna bring back this trusty bag. This just happened to get delivered on Friday, and I forget what I ordered, but I did a spring. This is my spring refresh, so we're gonna take a look. We got talking about a good lightweight layer for spring. The new garment dyed sweater. That thing's awesome. So soft. I got to play with the samples. Picked one up myself. Ooh, David! Shout out David. The new navy pleated chino herringbone.
Yeah. Nice.
I typically don't wear a lot of navy pants, but David inspired me once again. My favorite pant of all time from Huckberry, and you can pull up old historical videos where I have said, that's not just me saying this for this video, the Rover pant. Rover pant, double knee in new, is this salt is what you called it?
Yeah.
So great new color to the Rover. So Rover double knee collection, all time favorite. I mentioned that David inspired me. Sweater short coat. I might put this on after.
Yeah.
I think it's I kind of black out when I go on these shopping sprees, and then the new Realtree tee.
Hitting all the notes.
Classic fit, salvage denim. You can see the color palette that I'm going for in my pants, other than that navy. The new natural. Gonna beat those up. Last one. Hitting all the notes. This is one of my favorite products of all of spring. This is brand new. This is you developed this.
Yep.
Mesh merino. Same amazing merino fabric that we use in the original franchise, but it's in this lighter weight mesh weave. So I've been using this. I just ran a half marathon in this. I'm gonna be bringing this on a couple warm weather adventures. So I know you asked for one pick, but this is my shopping cart from last week. Spring collection in real life. I'm sorry to my wife. We got to make some more room in the new closet. But spring is here. Got to refresh.
When we do rapid fire, it's not that rapid. You know,
Right,
sometimes
we
you
talk.
take a little longer with your answers, and so we are going to change that. So you have a timer. There's 25 questions in the Huckberry hat.
It's like a Gear Lab performance review. Surf session with Dean Petty or Dirt Fest with Josh Rosen?
Surfing with Dean Petty.
Sorry, Dean. Definitely Dirt Feast with Josh Rosen.
Which Huckberry Homes house would you live in?
Dean Petty.
Yeah, same.
Dean's is great. Actually, Ben Moon. Ben Moon's house. For Ben, one pair of sneakers or shoes to wear for the rest of your life. I can't answer this. This is the hardest. This is like which child? This is harder than Vans. Like a classic pair of like white Vans.
For Nick, never sew again or listen to Towns Van Zandt again. Oh, shit.
Damn. These guys are asking some deep cuts.
Never listen
gotta
to
answer.
Towns.
Oh, he said it. He said it. One person you would want to get a beer with.
Clock's ticking.
Oh, I thought. Oh, me? Oh, Coulter Wall.
He had the answer.
Go.
Yeah. Tom Brady. One thing you would want to steal from the other's closet. Wouldn't necessarily. Let's not worry about sizing.
Your vintage hats. One of them.
Yeah, that's definitely one that would not fit you. I would say the black Carhartt jacket that you have that is like worn to death.
Oh.
Which Explorers Grant trip are you taking?
I have no idea.
You'd think I would choose Maine. I'm not going to choose Maine because I've been there. I would do. I've never been to Jackson, so I do Wyoming.
That's a good one.
Can we do one more minute? These are fun.
Like how we started back and forth and then he just took over.
Well, you were going fast enough.
I wasn't going fast enough. You're.
Yeah, we're in bonus time.
Yeah.
All right, one more minute of bonus. Sorry, you go ahead.
Road or trail running?
Trail.
Trail.
Chelsea or Chuckos?
Chelsea.
Chuckos.
Desert Island book.
I mean, based on Dean's last Gear Lab, what's that one that he read?
That one.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey.
The Ernest Hemingway short stories for me. Favorite watch in the shop?
Unimatic.
Great. Go.
Ideal March getaway: Aspen Spring ski trip or Mexico City?
Ooh, Mexico City.
I'm going skiing in 3 days, so
There you go.
I'm going to Taos. All right, guys, that was a fun one. Couldn't answer them all, but as always, if you got additional questions, drop them in the DM, shoot us an email. We've got a lot of content coming out, not just in the Huckberry Gear Lab, but on the Huckberry Journal in particular, talking through some of our favorite spring styles, what to wear, how to pair different things. So you feel good?
Feel great.
Feel good. All right. Thanks again for all the questions, and we will see you out there. Spring is here. Let's go.